Crap, let's get the oil and wood nachos. You get it. In dream gets hit. That's love, man. Shit, my phone.
By the mystical union of fairy and fawn, I dance in the shadows from dusk until dawn. Unspoken whispers that drift through the trees, unbroken the vow carried soft on the breeze. Oh, fiery Valkyrie, I invoke through the flames and the embers, as far as the stars. Your arrows unstring in spring's tender dawn. False fire ruins, power I secret communion of hearts left unsung. The listless resist its tumultuous tongue. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. The fair clash of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried out loud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody but unbowed. Beyond the space of wrath and tears, none but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years. Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clutch of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but I'm beyond this place of wrath and tears. None but the horror of the shame. Out of the night that covers
Another John Kitover banger.
pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be for my unconquerable soul. In the fell clash of circumstance, I have not winced nor cried aloud. Under the bludgeonings of chance, my head is bloody, but I'm bound.
Rampus. Golden bird. Oh, yeah. Power pole.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the pit from pole to pole. I think whatever gods may be, for my unconquerable soul. In the fell crash of circumstance, I am not once more cried aloud. Under the bloodshed, needs a chance. But
Hey, Jacob, I'm in Lakeview, man. Let's get a beer, Jacob. Another John Kitover banger. How's your dad, Jacob? Hoorah! Semper Fi! Do or die! Gung ho! Gung ho! Hoo! Hoorah!
beyond this place of random tears, lose from the horror of the shade. And in the midst of the years, finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Happy post Thanksgiving, Jacob. Merry Christmas. I hope you have a great holidays. This is DJ John Kitover telling you, hey, Jacob, I'm in Lakeview. Let's get a beer.
Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10 not 11, 10 not 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 9. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go. Take the deepest breath of the day. Hold for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 11, 10, 9, 9. Hold for 10 seconds. Let it go.
I mean, what a question. You don't need technology, like, I guess, I don't know, I want to learn about the Circassian genocide because I just heard about that, but I know about the Rwanda genocide. Like, I know they use machetes, they use radios, they able to see someone for shit and stuff like that. But it didn't really look at that. It didn't need to be like, you know what I mean? It's organization on violence. Violence peters out into a riot, some bloody massacre. It doesn't become a genocide. For the genocide, you need organization. Most primarily like an ideology. But like, yeah, like I think it was Genghis Khan or Attila, one of them. Like they had to perpetuate genocides, and like they didn't have the industrial technology to, so they had to like do it through appointment system, like saying you have to bring me 10 skulls. else I'll kill you. I'm sorry, what was the last word? He said, or else I'll kill you. Right, yeah. They have like decimation down. They make like 10 people stand in line. Each person kills 10 person at a time. But like, okay, I don't think you need. Okay, I don't know. I mean, okay, the Rwanda genocide did end. That's mentally and physically exhausting, and people can't keep up that pace of killing. That's literally why the Nazis ran numbers on it and figured out the most cost-effective, least psychologically traumatizing way to kill as many people as possible. And a lot of it was based on different people being aware of different parts of it, including Jews that were used to clean up the oven. This is true. So something that Tamerlane did, Tamerlane is one of the world's most brutal killers in history. And he was going to conquer Delhi, and he left up Delhi's Indian slaves, and he was afraid that during the battle would rebel. So he wanted to kill all these slaves. So how do you do it? So he said to his men, you have to kill your slaves that you have taken your Indian slaves. If you don't kill them, someone can snitch on you, and if you didn't kill your slaves and they snitch on you, then they can have all of your stuff, okay? And if you don't, also, you get killed yourself. So if you get caught not killing your slaves, you get killed yourself, and people are monitoring you, they can have all your stuff if they correctly snitch on you. Well, what do you know? People, they got it done. You know, it's just a really brutal incentive system, you know? What stops the genocide? That's a good question.
Good question.
Usually the organization that can direct itself towards murder, it just sort of crumbles through a lack of trust, through cannibalism, like destruction of the very thing the society wants to protect, human life and order. When they turn on people, like that can work for a while. They can like really charge up a certain segment, give like a of France or Germany or Spain or Mongolia, and destroy the others. Eventually, they're going to want to interact with some people that are not themselves. And then they're going to like tone it down, and then their murderous rampage will end. Like when the Khans all just like broke apart. The amazing thing was Kublai Khan. He was able to get beyond a generation. Right? Because and same thing with the Nazis. That's why the Nazi high command killed themselves and they burned all the records and hid in Argentina. Because if you're ready to just kill people, when it's turning south, you'll kill everyone else and hide whatever you did. It's not like a sustainable model of cooperation. Yeah, I feel in some ways a lot like a thunderstorm, or like it's energy that will exhaust itself eventually. Whether it turns itself inward or not, it has to like exhaust. The perpetrators don't always get away with it. Like when the perpetrators of the genocide, I'm not even sure how to say that right. I think like I'm saying it. Perpetrators of the genocide. They either get away with it and glamorize the glory and justice and vindication of their actions, or they get their comeuppance. Like, it's really like a fair coin flip based on the historical record. If you want to say some people just straight up got away with it. If you could say that they did, you would also have to admit today they're producing some semblance of order for the world. So it puts you into a catch-22. You could acknowledge that there were different victors of wars, as we're labeling them in the past, which in reality are primarily genocides. But when you acknowledge that, say that some of the genocidaires won, you also have to acknowledge that the people you're calling genocidaires are maintaining the order of the world we live in. Like, that's just a fact. If they're part of the historic record and they've relabeled the genocide into a war, they're providing order for the world, and we've decided to smile and agree with them.
South is a good example. South of the United States of America, they had a style of society distinctive and separate from the Northerners. And the North did genocide it. Knowingly and on purpose, because they were ending the institution of slavery.
Right, and you're saying that like they maintained that in a sense, and we just followed the rest.
Well, to some degree, that's why it's like an internal fight about Confederate pride, about the valiance of the South trying to fight for their way of life. And that's why it's like a pressing issue, and Americans, like, or from the North, will rightly point out, you lost. You don't get to wave that flag anymore. They'll say things like that, while the South will rephrase it to remember the community that was destroyed because of the issue that the war was fought over.
I see. So you're saying that like the spirit of what we might call genocide, or just even if the war is over and it's lost itself, like it still lives on.
Right, meaning the fact of the genocide is there. The survivors of the South, they remember what was destroyed. But here's the crazy thing. I'm sort of realizing this. Why we're calling it a war and not a genocide, we're happy to say that was a war, because of the justice of the actions. Because they ended slavery. We can't support someone who laments the loss of the institution of slavery. And because of that, we refuse to label the actions of the North genocide, even though Sherman marched to the sea and burned down the South. Because what he did was right. He stopped the slavery. So, we won't call it genocide.
Well, it's like that last part again. I was reading. Like you saying that they won't call the South genocide? Also, okay, they're traitors to the...
They won't accuse the North of genociding Southern aristocracy.
I mean, why would you? Because they're traitors to the state. Like, that's not a genocide. That's a war.
It is if you destroy a culture and community that's been a part of America since its founding.
I don't know. Like, bro, having slaves is not a culture, bro. Like, I don't know. There's another type of culture
That wasn't the only aspect of their culture.
But what? Okay, but what else?
Alright, I'm gonna reset this last. This is the great mix-up debate.
The South.
Texas wouldn't have the same culture of the colonial South on the coast.
Texas wouldn't have. What do you mean? Say it one time.
Texas would have a slightly different cultural history to the colonial eastern seaboard on the South.
Right, but like, bro, when Reconstruction happened, they didn't change the culture in Galveston or Houston. Like, the culture is pretty much the same, bro. Like, honestly, it's still Tejanos that hate Mexicans. Like, dog, it's literally the same. Like, I don't think. Also, like, when you see all these Confederate flags, all these people that are like, yeah, Confederate, like, bro, like.
So you're saying that doesn't count as a genocide because like they didn't succeed and they still have like Southern pride?
I think it's not a genocide because, like, for one, you would like more people than military West Point graduates need to die for, like, in a war. Like, you need to have thousands or tens of thousands of civilians being killed. Like, if you look at the Namibian genocide, it's nearly 100,000 Nama and Herero.
1 million Americans died.
I said 100,000, but like it was a war.
In the Civil War?
Yes, but that was 100,000.
No.
Yes, it was.
I'm pretty sure you have to add up both the North and the South.
Okay, let's call it a million. But I think a lot of. So what you're claiming that the North is supposed to be a genocide and the South is not?
I'm saying Sherman's march to the sea was a destruction of personal property and historic cities to end the war. It was a chokehold.
That's not a genocide.
Okay.
Why would that be? Destroying property is a genocide? Like, so when there's a riot in the streets, that's a genocide?
No, if you destroy people's cities and towns.
Genocide Convention didn't exist. There was no such thing as genocide. All wars were.
Yeah, exactly. The definition exists now, and the question is how to properly apply it to instances in the past, like Alexander. Right? We could look and say whether Alexander ever engaged in any acts of genocide to further the conversation of what does genocide mean.
I'm saying a million. I'm sorry, Buttercup. I'm saying 1 million casualties, 700,000.
1 million casualties.
Yeah, 1 million casualties.
That's not what genocide means. It has nothing to do with numbers.
That's true.
I didn't say
We
it.
were just looking at a number. That was a separate bit.
Did you want to say something else?
Hi, Buttercup. Hey, where's the topic? I kind of jumped in here without knowing what we're talking about.
I just wasn't paying attention.
I was asking Nick that, I guess we start with like maybe, I was asking him like what would stop the genocide, and then we started talking about different genocides. Then he's making the claim, I think, that the North was genociding the Southern aristocracy during the Civil War. I think so.
We're talking about Israel-Palestine again, or is this to all other genocides besides that one?
I don't care to talk to Jewish people about Israel Palestine right now. I'd rather talk about Sudan and Congo. Those are honestly, when I wake up, I think about Sudan and Congo. I mean, I do think about people I've talked to in Gaza as well. But
Regardless of how we got there, it is a fun test case to see whether Sherman's march to the south should fit our definition of a genocide or not.
Is Sudan genocide?
it's again a good question. I think we're going to establish definition of genocide. Let's go to definition.
Just destroying people in whole or in part or whatever.
Right.
Is it one ethnic group destroying another in whole
Yeah.
or in part, including its society, including its infrastructure, including its conditions for life, including its reproductive capacity?
Let's say this, is it ethnic or racial or religiously motivated?
There's those motivations within the conflict, and it characterizes the violence. I find it difficult. Calling Sudan a genocide, I feel like it's like calling what's going on in Nigeria a genocide. It's like some people might describe it like that. I feel like others might not. The thing with genocide, I think, is also tricky is that people feel like only one person has to be targeted when there can be many targets in a genocide. You know. But I think that's a good question, Buttercup. I'm trying to see if I can find out.
I'll tell you, I asked an AI, they said best characterized as a genocide.
Did you say what?
It says that it does think that the events in Sudan.
Ask why.
Oh, I mean, there's a lot of explanation. This aligns with the UN Genocide Convention's definition. Acts committed with intent to destroy in whole or in part a national, ethnical, racial, or religious group. For example, killing members, causing serious harm, imposing conditions to bring about physical destruction. Legal and expert consensus as of January 7th of this year. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken formally declared that the RSF and allied Arab militias committed genocide, citing systematic ethnic targeting, murder of men, boys, including infants, on ethnic grounds, mass rape of women and girls from specific groups, blocking aid to induce starvation, and attacks on fleeing civilians. This escalated from a prior 2023 finding of war crimes, ethnic cleansing, sanctions followed on RSF leader, mentee, and affiliates. UN and ICC assessments. The ICC reported ongoing war crimes and crimes against humanity in Darfur with a severe humanitarian crisis. UN OHCHR in 2025 documented an 80% rise in civilian killings, mostly Darfur, 80% rise. Summary executions, ethnic profiling, and aid blockades to starve. UN experts warn of emblematic parallels to the 2003 genocide. A UN fact-finding mission found appalling violations by both sides, including mass rape and torture. So it does seem like it might be techniques employed by both sides. Exactly. Worrying with each other.
Yeah, that's what. Okay, because as I understand.
What you might consider like a mutual genocide, like the old
Yeah, like the black Africans are being killed by both the RSF and the Sudanese governments. That's what's in fear of being replaced by the RSF, which is another military created. This other person in power could just have power through a military coup. He's like, wait, that was really easy. I don't want that to happen to me. Places it characterizes the nature of all the violence is like, I mean, yes, we go against the I'm not actually.
Meaning, wouldn't it be best, I feel, for like to give weight and meaning to the word genocide, to identify that both of them are engaged in genocide, that this is a style of warfare that is prohibited, and yeah, you're doing it as revenge against each other. I don't know who really started it, but you guys are using the genocide toolkit.
So you're saying both sides are genociding each other, but is one
Yes.
stronger?
No, they're not genociding each other. Both sides are genociding non-Arab Africans, and this is something that has happened in Sudan for a long, like dozens of years, nearly 100 years. The revolutions in 1890s, sometime. Like one of the only times Sudan has been united.
They're killing the non-Arabs.
Exactly.
It is genocide.
Yeah.
That's straight up cleansing.
Yeah,
It's not
I
like,
had to try it.
If I said I was killing the non-whites or the non-blacks or the non-Spanish, I'm killing a lot of people.
I think I just maybe I'm looking at it really close down to the, like, okay, bro, because to me, the reason why they're doing that is because I feel like they want child soldiers. Like, it's like, bro, they're probably killing a family. Take the boy, right? Watch the boy. That's a whole soldier. Like, literally, who's gonna be more motivated?
Are they utilizing child soldiers?
So, absolutely.
That's fucking awful.
I know, but I just think
Sick.
the anti-blackness does characterize the genocide in Sudan.
Always child soldiers. Just like get them while they're young. Knock up a bunch of women and birth your own little army. Fucking assholes.
Hey, nobody likes to better soldiers, bro. Even like everybody else used to do that.
What children
No,
are
it's not true. I 100% lay my hyper bureaucracy and generations of breeding and preparation and like institutional wisdom in the fucking best of my military against any of your crazy rape baby child murderers. What the fuck? That's a sideshow freak you're creating. That's not an army. That's pathetic.
I don't know, bro. Like, I'm motivated to create good people in Sudan, but also I'm not really motivated to like if I'm a 13-year-old and I'm like, okay, like you're gonna go fight this other 13-year-old that killed his entire family. I'm like, fuck, I don't want to fight them. Like, yeah, I don't know.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's really just a question of time before like paper with the right military puts an end to it, and it looks a hell of a lot like a genocide because he's just killing all of these evil little soldier babies you've constructed.
Yeah, nobody wants to do that.
Right? That's what you're saying. Like, oh, I know, I'll make a little kindergarten of soldiers.
Alright, calm down.
And just wait until an army rolls in to kill all the children.
Well, that's, I mean, but no, that's the point. I'm saying that the RSF, the people that are committing a genocide by using child soldiers, and that makes them difficult, like, for other people. Like, other people may not be as motivated as these child soldiers that are brainwashed, and they may not want to fight child soldiers. I don't want to fight child soldiers. Like, bro, like, you know, like,
Now they're dangerous as fuck.
yeah, and it also takes
What's
us.
the solution? How do we stop it, world?
Right. How do we solve the genocide in Sudan?
Okay.
Why isn't
Restart
Trump give a
the
shit?
line.
Why hasn't he mentioned it once?
Trump? It's the wrong skin color. He doesn't care.
I mean, there's
Are Christians dying? Are there any dead Christians?
there's plenty of dead Christians.
All right, so maybe I'll take a look.
Plenty of Christians in Sudan.
You gotta leverage the evangelicals in the country or something. People with like a voter base.
I mean, who's the winner that he can back? He wants like someone he can shake hands with and sign papers.
Like, bro, the problem. Okay.
Who's the good person? Is the head of the Sudanese government good, or is that the guy we need to avoid and throw a coup to be like the winners? That's why he's not doing, right? I assume the leader is bad.
I want to hear what he says. Like, what do you think is a pathway forward, world?
Historically, like, bro, I'm not gonna lie. Like, the options are not that good, bro. Like, okay, like historically. historically what has happened. Like what is it, like Armenian genocide, the Ottomans lost, so they collapsed. Same with wars. That was not the Holocaust. Is like generally in Rwanda genocide, it was like the RPF, Paul Kagame, or Rwanda Patriotic Front. That's what stopped the Rwanda genocide. Some people even say double genocide, but whatever. I'm against Paul Kagame. But typically it's either people stop cooperating with the genocide, people flee the genocide, so that they have more targets for most people. A greater army comes in and like, this takes control. But the problem with Sudan is just like, bro, like you need infantry to hold the place. An entire army to make that place safe for people to live there again. And what has been happening, bro, like when I say this is for a handful of time, and like Sudan is just the line where the anti-blackness and the Arabs that were trying to ethnically cleanse black people, like that's just where that line stops. But like, bro, this has been happening to Africans for a long time. Yeah. Especially when like the country's still getting money, the country's still like trading, like people who are wanting to trade with the Dubai, the Emirates, they're still trying to get resources out of there. So it's like they're not gonna like choke like South Africa and stop doing what they're doing. Like the RSS and the Sudanese government are just gonna stop fighting. They're not gonna find like people. Like they're not gonna find people who don't want to cooperate with how terrible the mission is. Like, bro, it's anti-blackness. It's like this shit. Everybody's on the same like game plan. Literally, if one side wins, they're gonna continue the anti-black ethnic cleansing. If the other side wins, they will continue the anti-black ethnic cleansing. I don't know. Unless somebody else invades, or yeah, that's probably the clearest. What do you?
I don't know enough.
I was gonna say, what do you think historically has ended genocide?
What has ended genocides?
Yeah.
Nuclear.
Military force.
Or I think in the past, the way they ended is that the people got all killed. But now in the present, it's more like, states like collapse. So it's more like, if we look at ancient things like Tamerlane or Genghis Khan, they just kill all the people. But if you look at like modern day stuff, like the Holocaust while Hitler fell, what ended this? I don't know it's the Rwandan genocide. Was it? Actually, I have no idea what caused that stuff. Do you know?
Yeah, Paul Kagame and Rwanda invaded Rwanda. They were Paul Kagame and the Rwanda Patriotic Front was exiled outside Rwanda. They invade and then they take over Rwanda. That's what it's genocide. They were waiting for help from the international community, and they just were like, "Fuck it, nobody's gonna help us." So like, sometimes a good. I don't even like calling Paul Kagame a good guy, but in that case, he was a good guy with a gun.
Wait, you would say that like ended? Wasn't that more like a triggered, prepared event?
I mean,
Like I thought they like were preparing and then like set off with the radio instructions, triggering it.
yeah, sure. Yeah, there's organization. There was
So I'm saying I don't know that. How are you saying that he ended it? I thought they just sort of like screwed it and succeeded, mostly.
yeah, I'm saying that it was ongoing for like 100 days. Like it wasn't stopping. Like the Rwanda genocide, when it started, it wasn't like they were like, hey, please help us. They set up some refugee camps, but like the UN, some other people did, but like they didn't. Nobody was really stopping the genocide until Paul Kagame marched an army into Rwanda, marched into Kigali,
in some cases, the mass killing stopped because the group has been largely destroyed, displaced, or is assimilated under duress. Internal political changes, shifts in leadership, the death of the key perpetrator, and external intervention rarely is the primary cause. While direct humanitarian and military intervention specifically to stop a mass murder is uncommon, the threat or use of force can be a factor. For instance, NATO's intervention in Kosovo and the UN peacekeeping mission in East Timor helped stop specific instances of mass killings, but these are the exceptions rather than the norm. In general, they do not stop on their own due to internal, moral, or ethical shifts. They require substantial external and internal pressure, and often military force or political upheaval. I don't know if that's helpful. Bleak.
Yeah, what's your guess on that? What do you think is the
Everyone that is like most genocides are successful, and like they sufficiently destroy a people or there needs to be like leadership changes. I think the Armenian genocide ended when World War I ended, so there were huge events that could maybe change the situation on the ground.
The Rwandan genocide, at least, backfired, presumably, right? The perpetrators were identified as genocidal and removed from power, and they failed to exterminate.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, wait, who removed them from power?
I saw it. Didn't they stop them when what's his face invaded, or wasn't it a switch?
I'm saying Paul Kagame, the current president
Yeah.
of Rwanda, invaded in 1994. That's what stopped it. Military invasion.
And then didn't that push the genociders out of power, or did it keep them in power?
Yeah. They pushed them out of power.
So wouldn't that be that the genociders failed? Meaning it provoked a reaction that caused them to lose the power they previously had?
Yeah, in a sense, but like they also did kill like nearly, I don't know, they killed an incredible sum of people, a terrible sum. So it's like
Sure.
you look at
You
genocide.
could consider them accomplished murderers, but could you consider them having succeeded in their dream board goals? If they dreamed of things beyond the murders, like a healthy society where they were free of those pesky living people, would you say they succeeded on that front?
Yeah, to a large degree.
Okay, so how'd they improve their lives?
And how did that improve their lives?
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of genocide, right? I think people like World War II Germany, Khmer Rouge, Cambodia, they feel like burning through people. It gets the people going. Like they feel like people are like the fuel to start a society. And like in some cases, like the Iran-Iraq war, that war helped solidify Iran. Like sometimes a war can help, but maybe you have to. And maybe somebody else probably looked at like politicians think the lives are expendable. So that's your calculus. You might see, okay, well, if we get rid of this people, we'll improve our situation. And also, if the politicians don't buy it, the people do. The people do buy it as a bias, which all get. And all of our problems come from these people. So, I don't think it solves any problems. Really.
Yeah, I don't think that it solves the genociders' problems. I think more often it removes them from power. It unites too many enemies against them.
But the Namibian genocide, like nobody stopped the Namibian genocide, nobody stopped the Kenyan partition of the Congo. You were that entire cultures.
And have these genocide conventions that were established to prevent genocide, have they ever been used effectively? Like, do they even work? Have they ever stopped a genocide?
they're not trying to take over the country, bro. So it's like a lot of like warlords see the UN and they're like, oh fuck it, we can fight the UN. You heard about those Irish dudes that there's like an Irish UN battalion that like they had a crazy ass not like last stand, but they fought up a bunch of like a warlord
I'm still caught on genocide conventions. So in the same way that there are like secret conventions, there are genocide conventions.
The laws that were put in place after World War II to prevent genocide.
Like the Geneva Convention. Okay.
So SWT gives their buckets for why different genocides ended. So it's got bucket 1, the extermination basically completed. It's got a large number of those. Then it's got the perpetrators were militarily defeated by external force. It's got some of those. It's got genocidal phase of conquest ends once rule is consolidated. So it doesn't finish on people out, but the power is consolidated to stop doing the genocide. They give a few examples of that, much less. And then they have campaign shuts down or dialed back by perpetrators' own central authority. We have a small number of those. Then bucket 5 is keep genocide weapons, but persecution continues at a lower level. And then they have 2 of those. So it seems like the number 2 ways that usually goes down is either they kill them all or they get stopped by some other foreign military. There's other things that can happen, but those are the 2 main ones.
Yeah, it's like it's like or they're targets and it's like either part of one of Latin America. People radical mountains, then I was like back in or like you said, they just run out of steam. They accomplished enough of their goal, or they get stopped. Like another military stops. It's like I would love if there was an answer for like, okay, the people of Sudan need to do this, but like, bro, I really feel like, bro, South Sudan fucking exists. Like, dog, like, the people of Sudan have done it. Like, South Sudan literally just brought. I feel like that's what happened. Anti-black has been pushing black people further and further south as the Arabs have made like repetitive wars like this.
Right. And I mean, like, primarily, all of the genocides of the past are, like, they were perpetuated because we hadn't come up with the classification of genocide, the danger it has, the failure it is for society. And we're barely even identifying it now, right? And we still don't have the clearest distinction between that and political unrest, revolutionary action, terrorism, warfare. We're confused about the whole thing. Genocide's new.
When you say
The label.
I think.
The label is new, which is why it's not exactly relevant why we failed to prevent them. We weren't identifying them yet. But it is interesting what kind of course they naturally go through. How the common ends are success in killing, and then papering it over, getting past it historically, or the other, inciting the ire of neighbors that then destroys yourself. It's like you flip a coin. You get what you want, or you lose everything.
It's also kind of new. Is like it used to be that when you wanted to kill one group of people, you would just destroy a city. But like so Genghis Khan sacks murder, like sack Baghdad or Nishapur, or Constantine sacks
gun technology makes a difference. I'm thinking like Custer's last stand.
Yeah, guns were kind of bullshit back then. They were pretty good, but the natives picked them up too. In terms of war, like they were formidable, but primarily it was disease. It was the weird post-plague resilience of the Europeans, together with like, you know,
The Trail
sailors.
of Tears, didn't that kill like a million?
That's like later. That's what I'm saying. So many died before you get to the point where the Europeans already colonized and declared America and kicked off the king. You know, there's history there.
Those are all stages of a genocide.
Trail of Tears only killed that many people.
I thought a lot.
It says 13,000, but if you compare that to the millions that died,
13,000 too many.
but if you compare that to the millions that died from disease, it's kind of a drop in the bucket compared to the overall thing that happened is the diseases fucking wiped them out.
Including diabetes, which they're still dealing with.
Did they intentionally give them smallpox blankets?
There's only one example of that happening, and I think it's like on 4 or something like that. So
It was mostly by accident.
it wasn't like a policy. There's only one example
How
ever.
did they catch it? How do we know? How do we study it?
Because they were meeting with each other. They traded.
And they all had smallpox?
A lot of stuff would spread on the goods that they would give, like they would trade items with each other, and then the goods would have the disease on them. Independently.
Is this story in this room? Yeah, I understand disease from a lot of native First Nations people, but just like, even still, things like Custer's last stand, it's here, Andrew Jackson, like there's still extermination attempts when they found gold on Native American land. Or at least ethnic cleansing attempts. This is probably part.
But Custer's last stand is when the Indians killed Custer.
Yeah. But like Custer was trying to pack down the Indians. He was trying to pack down the Indians to get a stand-up fight with them, and then he got ambushed.
And Indian is like Native Americans. I'm just wondering what I'm talking about.
Native Americans, yeah.
Yes. In the literature of this era, they are referred to as Indians.
Or First
The way
Nations.
language works, languages have homophones. Like when you say like I'm gonna go back in time, and I have a back, like you and back, those are like different concepts of the same word, you know?
And if it's any consolation, calling them Indians is a nod to the impressive stupidity of the Europeans calling anyone an Indian.
Wasn't it the idea that
I know it's impressive. They still discovered that. We got clapped.
they discovered a place where it was not India, they went to find the route to India, right?
I think we can all agree what they found was way better.
They're trying to I think that's ignorant. Yeah, I think we should stop also a lot of Native Americans do it. Like that's the phrase that they
So
say.
ignorant. I'm reading the chat. Sorry.
That guy's profile was the most woke thing I've ever seen ever.
Now, am I gonna be canceled?
So like, let's take a quick look at this. Black Lives Matter, trans visibility, pro-choice, intersectional, youth voices count, end violence against women. It's just like there's many more. It's just got all the buckets. That guy loves his wokeness. Wait, that guy who was just here.
Yeah, the one that was like, oh, how come you're calling them Indians if they're not from India?
Right. He was trying to virtue signal. Didn't find anyone receptive to his signals.
I mean, he's not wrong, but yeah.
He's not wrong, but it's also pointless. It doesn't add to the conversation. No one's espousing a great sensitivity to
El
the
Normo.
insensitivity of that issue.
I
It's
lured
just
you in,
irrelevant.
El Normo, to my Mikhail web of
I
despair.
took notice, Mixed, that earlier you
I
were saying.
tricked you, El Normo, and I found you.
That's a good idea.
I
Because
got
it's
you, El
accurate,
Normo. I
like,
got you.
Yeah, no, it's
Cooking
correct.
away, get your
But
dopamine.
like, you know, you have to make space for people to express.
Huh?
Is it coming up?
The good part?
Confusing to me. I understand the literature then said it, but it is confusing.
If you think
Now just
Buttercup's the
kind of
good part, then yeah.
like from India.
This is live.
Like where Judy
This
Better
is
name
Sam Rosen's room.
We do have a better name than Indians. I'm
I know you got some beef with Sam. You put your picture up the other night. You call him a little disgusting punk, and that's exactly what he is.
It doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah, he makes me want to. I don't even think it was a mistake though. I think that's just very intentional to
This has been a good one.
I thought they believed they arrived in India at first, and that's why they called them Indians.
That's what they said.
I mean, when at some point they were aware that they weren't in India and continued using the moniker Indians, which is a dismissal of the relevant distinctions. They didn't care. They were fine with calling them Indians.
Right? It's like, we're not in India, but those are Indians. Okay, like, you know.
They look kind of similarly shaded.
And let's also say, I'm not 100% sure India was the name of India at the time. Wasn't it like Indus or Hodis?
No?
No, the River Valley? Hodu?
No, it's like biblical. By the way, Indians have never used it in their life.
I don't remember what the thing was.
It was not Hodu.
Well, you have
Indus
to
I'm
River
gonna
Valley.
start the live.
the Indus River Valley.
Right, that's the cradle of civilization.
When did the term Hindustan get off the ground?
I don't know, but I'm in favor.
Also, Indians have the term themselves, Bharat. And I always find it really weird when people don't call people the thing they call themselves. Like if I said, my name's Sam, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna call him Greg. This is like fucking weird. What's even Tyler?
I was thinking it'd be fun if the state of Israel, in a move to secularize itself, kicks out the Haredim into the occupied territories and declares the Palestinian state under Haredi control.
What is Israel called? Is Israel in Hebrew?
Yisrael.
Israel. I see.
Yeah.
And then. Okay.
Israel is a bit of an anglicization of it.
I mean, Japan and Japanese is not Japan.
Nippon, right? Yeah. China
And
is
also, German, Deutschland.
like Deutschland.
Good name, too. But a bunch of map makers had to explain that it was related to Germania.
Do Germans call themselves Dutch, or?
Yeah.
I don't think so, because Dutch, I mean, that's like from what, the Netherlands, Holland, those folks.
Yeah, but DW, it's like Dutch.
Deutsch, I think.
Yeah, it's like Dutch W or something, and that's the German.
Deutschland?
Yeah, they call them. I don't switch that.
I mean, so
They're kind of similar languages.
yeah, they are still languages.
That's for sure.
I have mistaken people. I thought that other people were speaking German, and I attempted to speak like my shitty attempt of like my 2 years of German to them, and they looked at me like I was speaking a different language to them, and then in English they were like, we're speaking Dutch, and I was like, oh, cool. I feel like a fucking idiot. All right, see you guys. Have a good one. Goodbye. So, whoops.
Sure, I prefer the Dutch, but also,
Well, I'm pretty sure the Dutch and the Scandinavian are types of German tribes that went north, as distinct from like the French tribe, from like the Roman distinctions. That's why like the Nordics, the Northmen, they're north of Germany. Oh, France when they became Normans.
During World War II, when they're like trying to figure out which part of Germany should go to what, the USSR or the Allied powers, or not Allied powers, whatever the capitalist powers, this is what they were listening to.
Pass that Dutch, I guess. I'm sorry.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
I mean, the Germans today probably would just call themselves Germans because they all fucking speak English. Like, yes, I'm German, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm German. I go to the club, I go to the King Club, I wear leather, I'm a German man.
It's more a question of what the language identifies Germans as being labeled.
Oh, yeah. Guten Tag, we're going to go to the party now. Yeah. Let's do cocaine with me. Have this beautiful girl at the bar, yeah.
Like, they're not all whatever stereotype of German you think you're saying.
What do you mean? This is just how Germans act.
Yeah, we're gonna put that tonight. Yeah.
Was that supposed to be Indian or German?
Fucking German, bro. I'm not German.
You're totally right. He was drifting into Indian. You're so right.
Oh wow, look at this thing, so American. He's looking so good. Yeah. But shows your muscles. Yeah.
The good, the way you say good, it's too Indian still.
That's
I was a little confused. I thought that was
Thank you, my darling, for that wonderful introduction.
What were you gonna say about it?
Anyway. Yeah, baby. Get it. Oh, yeah. Let's go make up the
She was misbehaving.
Somebody runs away, but I get 3 wishes. Seriously, my friend, God knows I love the earth.
Justice.
I cough the names up every
Did you
day.
guys also notice that they retired Speedy Gonzalez?
Hey, you're an Israeli. Pardon me, I didn't recognize you
I
without the
think he's
accent.
offensive.
Loves me. Isn't he popular?
I didn't make you feel at home.
Did Speedy get canceled? How are you gonna get? I totally understand.
When's the last time you saw Speedy?
Pepe, look, you getting canceled makes total sense. But fucking Speedy Gonzalez, he's just a cool guy. He's like a cool, fast guy. He's like Sonic the Hedgehog before Sonic.
Why'd you say Pepe Le Pew? Yeah, fuck him, dude. Get him out.
Yeah, cancel Pepe. Both the Clubhouse Pepe and the cartoon Pepe canceled.
Clubhouse Pepe from time to time, that dude is a trip, man. He says some wild fucking shit occasionally. And I mean, I don't know. Like, a part of me is like, there's a certain amount of respect of just like, what? And then there's another part of me is like, I genuinely hope that's not that human's regular experience of like day-to-day life. And like, if so, like, peace and love and positive vibrations your way. Like, I hope this helps.
He's always just like, he has like a high-pitched voice. He's like, we need to talk about black crime. That's not his voice. I can't do his voice, but he's kind of always harping.
He's a racist, bro. He's like the boring type of racist too. Like it's not that interesting to have a conversation.
Yeah.
You've heard it.
He's pretty racist, that's
He
true.
sounds like he takes some sort of adrenaline something. He always just sounds so, like, energized, ready to fight somebody.
Yeah, super amped.
Whirl, you were gonna say something.
Oh, no, I just like, I guess I'll hear out like people can be racist in creative ways, and like, or people could have racism that develops or changes.
If you're creatively racist.
And he has none of those things, so it's just like, he's always gonna be something like Uncle Ruckus.
He's also like rambly, like he doesn't take a breath.
Yeah, he doesn't.
I feel like he's always testing materials though. He's like, if I say this, how are they gonna react? If I say that, I feel like for him it's just like a game to see what the crowd does.
Yeah, for sure. There's an appeal to that for me. But
Nice.
it's entertaining.
I don't think he's racist. I think he's an upstanding gentleman.
Oh my god.
What do you mean? Why you saying, oh my God? Are you Jewish? Are you gonna tell me what to say about God? Are you God?
Alright, here's a new topic, Sam. Is there such thing as a principled conservative anymore?
I mean, they're a dying breed.
you know, you had Mitt Romney and you had people like that. And nowadays, you don't really got them anymore. So I'm trying to be elbowing him right now. I don't know if you can tell.
Yeah.
Is he here?
Yeah, he's in the audience. He's in the audience. Where he belongs. Where he belongs.
Well, I forget how old you are.
He's 26.
He's a smart 29-year-old.
Are you in your 30s or your 40s, Buttercup?
30s. Thanks. Helen, what about you, Sam? 30s or 40s?
30s.
Okay. We're twins.
Yeah, 2 Jews. It's like, I'm the good Jew and you're the bad Jew, you know? It's like, yeah, you good twin, bad twin, like.
No.
That's mean.
Yeah, it's mean.
And then he wonders why I move him down. Phone for it.
Yes, and I didn't know you were anti-Semite. I'm anti-Semite. Why am I anti-Semite?
Oh, I'm the anti-Semite. I'm the self-hating Jew. He's a good Jew. He follows all the barking or all the whatever.
I think here's maybe how it is. You like Jews individually.
Marching orders.
You like Jews individually, and I like Jews collectively. So you like individual Jews. Whereas I hate all of the fire passion. So I'm anti specific Jews.
Who are you?
Who's your
I was
anti-Semitic?
talking to
The
J-Mo.
collective of Jews as a whole, you know?
That's so untrue.
Is your name J-Mo?
Yeah.
Like you hate the Judaism within their character. Like,
I love Jews. No, I love Judaism. I hate Jews. Whereas you love Jews and you hate Judaism. I think that would be the way I would break it down.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I don't hate Judaism or Jews. But I do hate some individuals. I think El Normo is universally
Why would you
true or not. Irrelevant, irrespective of his Jewishness.
I have an idea for a sort of a room-wide trust-building exercise. We're gonna all go around and
Did you hear that, Elnora? Buttercup's
swear
talking
allegiance to the
shit.
state of Israel. We'll start with you, Buttercup.
Okay. So,
Why you slap
the way I demonstrate my loyalty to and love and affection for the state of Israel is by telling my dear brothers and sisters in Israel. I feel like when you love someone, you tell them the truth, and you and by being unflinching and confronting hard realities, you know, I think that's how I could best support my people and our collective
I think I boomed his room.
sustainability.
They modded me and I boomed his room.
Now we're all going to take turns signing up.
What is he, a Dolphins fan or what is that?
So you
Eagles?
tell them the truth.
Right.
Eagles. Gotta be Eagles, right?
We need to work from within, not from without.
That's right. We can join the IDF and then subsequently refuse to carry out the genocide.
Yeah, Marcus.
Do you think it's weird that somebody on a Sunday night is asking, describe the steps of the genocide? I mean,
What do you think you
is
are
that
mentally?
what, you know, a young woman projects on a Sunday evening is, let's talk about genocide in great detail?
I don't know. I mean,
You make a good point.
presumably some continuous collection of conscious experiences.
Wait, I thought we were going around. How come no one else
I
is?
love Israel. It's great.
You gotta go to Mikhail's Islamic America house and look at my rooms because I keep opening up. Mikhail is a low IQ schmuck room and in his own house while he's sitting there having a room for hours and hours and hours. I think it's funny if he ever looks at his own house, he's gonna be like, what the fuck is all this?
All plausible, and it's kind of weird that like what counts as me dying like depends on my arbitrary choice of like which of those slices.
Sam claimed the other day that
And then there doesn't seem like a principled reason why I should particularly choose one slicing over another. And if that's true, it seems like I can just decide, oh well, what I mean by me is everything. I never die, and then you know like that doesn't seem like satisfying. So how do I untangle this knot?
Well, yeah, I mean, it is kind of arbitrary. That's a possibility.
possibility I'm willing to countenance.
Because people are very, very motivated by not dying, but then you go, okay, but what counts as you not dying? It's like,
I mean,
because you arbitrarily choosing that.
there may be other things that are, analogous, like their line of descent not going extinct, etc. From this view, it's just, an analogy where, like, you are to your future selves, as, maybe your future selves are to your biological descendants or
I'm
something like that.
restarting the live.
It's kind of weird in the sense, Glenn, that what I am just changes based on what mood I'm in and what context I'm talking in.
It's not that it really changes. It's that what the grouping that you care about changes. But you're not right or wrong to care about any particular grouping. It's up to you.
Mark, if I had to take your body and then rearrange your neurons a bunch, just that, I had the same neurons, they're just like rewired around, but then they had different memories and stuff. Or what I could do is upload your pattern of consciousness into the machine and then destroy your body. Which would you prefer I do? To you?
I don't know. Maybe, depending on how much you rearrange the neurons, maybe the computer uploading one.
You'd rather be uploaded than to be rearranged?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I would want to read through the literature on personal identity more to get a better sense of whether there are any knockdown doing so.
Because it seems like there's no fact of the matter about which one you should prefer to survive the neuron patterns or body. And you just have to usually have to decide which one you care about.
Yeah, on the view that I was articulating, sure. I'm not 100% sure of my view.
Oh no, you're back.
So wait, so the choices were instantly another brain or be dead?
So Sam claimed the other day that his dad owns multiple churches, and he was just hanging out in a church one afternoon playing the organ in one of his dad's churches.
Or the other option is that I just like scan your brain and find the sort of like pattern of like you just like copy the pattern in your neurons and then just like upload that pattern into a machine.
I think the first one's better.
Yeah, I'd rather not be dead.
I'd rather just be a new person. Why not?
Yeah, if my choices are be dead or like instant another experience, like Leo.
Well, the question is if what you are is like a certain kind of psychological consciousness and psychological continuity, then you did die when I rearranged you. Because it comes down to my original question is like whether you die or not kind of depends on what you count as you.
You still get to experience a different person's life even though you're dead, You're basically...
What do you get to experience? They get to experience it.
Because they don't have the same memories, so they're not the same person?
Well, it just depends on what you are. Are you like a...
Your consciousness is continuous from your previous self, no?
I mean, the brain continues. The consciousness does not continue because you will have gone unconscious when they do the operation.
I mean, rearranging neurons would necessarily alter consciousness.
What would be your first thoughts after recovering from the operation? Would he or she remember that he has been operated?
It's basically being reincarnated. You die and become reincarnated in someone else.
Okay, I don't remember my previous life anyway.
So I have this poem that I read earlier. I'm going to reread it for people who heard it. Sometimes I'm a body, sometimes I'm a mind, sometimes I'm a pattern,
He's recording
Sometimes I
Schmucks
exist only in this
TV.
moment. Sometimes I've existed for a long time. Sometimes my emotions are a part of me, and sometimes my emotions happen to me. Sometimes I am my thoughts, and sometimes I'm that which perceives my thoughts. And this is kind of getting at the idea that like what you count as you is contextual and depends on what you're thinking about at that moment. And you don't often notice that you're like jumping between these different self notions. And then I'm saying that there's like a discomfort where you realize that like these things have different persistence conditions, and like whether you die depends on which one you're choosing. But then there's no fact about which one you should choose. That's kind of the heart of the tension I'm bringing up.
One might say all is impermanent and all is self. And by one, I of course mean the Blessed One. That's Buddha, by the way. That's being awake.
Mark, I think my intuition about the case of the neuron recombination versus the uploading also depends on how the whole thing goes down. Like if I'm awake the whole time during the rearrangement, then it seems kind of plausible to say that I survived because like my consciousness was like awake through the whole thing, so then I survived. Also with the uploading, you could imagine the uploading happening slowly. Actually, I don't know. It seems like there's ways you can upload me to make me feel like there's more me versus just like probably not exactly sure how to get the computers on the ground, but like maybe what you do is you like replace my brain with silicone chips, and the silicone chips are attached to the internet, and I'm slowly getting used to like having these like silicone neurons support my brain. Originally it's full silicone, and it's just now the silicone brain is nothing that's running on the computer. Now it all feels much more like me. If you just did a raw scanning.
I think David Chalmers talks about you replace your biological neuron with one by one, etc. It seems counterintuitive that if anything wrong, and you are not, you're being yourself, not something other process.
He's back!
I guess they're all. The kid gets kicked out on one account. We'll join on a different one.
That's right. He just keeps coming back.
Go right there to repent and believe, right? What is the object of the believe there in that commandment? Object of belief is faith, faith in Christ. Believe the gospel. Okay, believe the gospel. Okay. Now, so I'm just, and not to split hairs here. I'm just saying, in this instance, obviously, faith in Christ, belief in the gospel, but there is also, of course, right, believe on the Lord Jesus Christ, believe in the Lord Jesus Christ. So, that's the question. Like faith and belief, do they happen simultaneously? Does one precede the other? Well, I think my answer to that question is that in practice, belief precedes the faith, or at least because you can have a belief in anything. It doesn't mean that the grand sum of all of the similar beliefs about that your faith. So it's just a belief. Multiple beliefs around the same thing, continual belief on the same object, probably be a manifestation of the faith. So,
David, what up? You're interrupting my AI music.
You are here, I'm
You can go to JavaCongress.com.
Of the strong, this is our law, and the joy of the world. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. I-40. Thou hast no right but to do thy will, do that and no other shall say nay. Every man and every woman is a star. I-3. There is no God but man. One man has the right to live by his own law, to live in the way that he wills, to do, to work as he will, to play as he will, to rest as he will, to die when and how he will. Two, man has the right to eat what he will, to drink what he will, to dwell where he will, to move as he will on the face of the earth. Three, man has the right to think what he will, to speak what he will, to write what he will, to draw, paint, carve, etch, mold, build as he will, to dress as he will. For man has the right to love as he will, take your fill and will of love as he will, when, where, and with whom he will. All I-51. Five, man has the right to kill those who would thwart these rights. The slave shall serve. Love is the law, love and the will. I-57. You are here on the Librium, Alistair Crowley, technical libers of Elma, Liberos, a figure of the eye. Trace a Liberos, a figure of the eye. Sidebar, metadata, Alistair Crowley libers. Liberos, a figure of the eye. Concordance, Alistair Crowley libers. Liberos, a figure of the eye. Alistair Crowley libers. Liberos, a figure of the eye. Liberos, a figure of the eye. Liberos, a figure of the eye. The law of the strong, this is our law, and the joy of the world. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. I-40. Thou hast no right but to do thy will, do that and no other shall say nay. Every man and every woman is a star. I-3. There is no God